Okay, so let's dive into this one. Let me introduce everyone. We have Boss versus Jinsu Kim here, and I need to share my screen for my stream. So let me turn that on real quick. But I really want everyone to focus on, round by round, what we're looking at here. And let me give you some background, right? Boss has started training with me, a little while ago, but just kind of learning tips and stuff. And then he came to me. He said, "Hey, I'm taking a fight for a title, for the WBA Asia title." There's Boss right there. It's me. And he's fighting this kid. Look, Jinsu Kim is a tall guy. They're fighting at 140, right? Junior welterweight. And they're fighting for this title. I think he was about 12-7, and then my student was about 12-2. But the records don't really matter because Boss's record, he fought some guys that just they weren't that strong. They were just trying to build up his record. And then he's got some fights against some harder guys, but he also, fought a lot of easy guys too. So I looked at the skill level. I looked at his fights, and Jinsu Kim, he has, he's bigger, so he has a little bit of power and everything. But strategically, he's not that good. He's a hyena, and I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you with his behaviors. I'll try to show you in some of the other fights maybe. But Boss, I trained him strategically for this fight. Now, there's one important piece of information for this fight that you need to know. This fight is 10 rounds. And Boss has never fought past a 6-round fight. And even for 6-round fights, he used to gas. And this is before he met me. We just met. Don't get me wrong. We just met. Had I been training him, there would be no excuse. But for his entire career, he's a 4-round fighter that can do 6. And then he jumps up to a 10-round fighter, and he jumps up a weight class. Because he was fighting in lightweight like me, 135. So now he jumped up a weight class. He's fighting 10 rounds and never training for it. So I did the best I could with conditioning, but there's only so much I could do. But strategically, let's see how to fight a hyena. So I'll let the fight play, and I'll kind of guide you guys through and tell you when I was yelling at him and when I was angry, and then how we made some adjustments in between the rounds. And I told him first round, relax, because I know you ain't got stamina like that, so you don't need to be going crazy. You just come out and see what he's going to do today. We know that he's a hyena. They're both southpaws, by the way. We know that he's a hyena. So I'm expecting hit and run. See that jab and he takes a step back? Watch. He's just doing a nothing jab. And then when he tries to go in, you see? He takes that one little step backwards every time. Now, Boss, I have him, in a nice high guard, a closed guard. I had him working a closed guard, and I said just challenge him for the center a little bit. Try not to back up. Don't back up. And make him lunge at you. Remember, we got to see if he's a hyena first. So let's see. So he threw a 1-2. He still hasn't committed to anything. And you see how he'll walk forward a little bit, and he keeps backing off the center, even when my student backed up. So now, look, my student's walking forward. I told him not to lunge. I yelled at him for that. Right there, I yelled at him. I said, do not lunge. And then I think he did it again. And then I yelled at him, if you lunge again, I'm going to slap the shit out you. Not yet. Yeah, there. So right there, I was like, no, do not lunge. Just walk forward. So now he's got a good position. So that's the one thing. He did get the center off of that. I was happy with that. He's catching the jab. The jab was nothing, so that's fine. It's just a nothing jab, right? It's empty. Okay? And you see, this guy's throwing a big left hand. It's not super wide, but it's also not, like, super sharp and fast. It's just strong. See? Right there. So he's got a left hand. That's what I'm looking at. He does left hand. And what does he do after? He takes a step back. So then he starts interrupting him with the jab. This is when he starts to, take over a little bit. He starts seeing that the jab works. He told me. He's like, oh, look, the jab is working. That's crazy. And I was like, yeah, duh. He did try to counter him on the way in there. And that moving forward there, attacking, that was actually okay. I was actually okay with him attacking forward in that last section because he wasn't sacrificing his position. He was actually just fighting forward to make sure that he keeps his good position. Okay, that was a good hit. You see how, let's go back on that just a second. So watch right here. Watch what Jinsu Kim does, right? He just got hit with a jab. And so look, he's lunging forward. See how he lunged forward? Now Chayapruk moves forward. Boom, boom. That is what I'm looking for. This is the strategy that we worked on all camp. All you have to do is make him want to get you. Make him thirsty and then catch his ass. This is only the first round. This is the least he actually beat his ass. But he did end up winning this round off of the jabs that he lands here and the big shots that he did land. And see, making him miss. It's okay. He didn't overcommit, so don't do anything big. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. He didn't lose his balance. There you go. There's a counter jab. That was a positional move. Jabbing to the right, jabbing forward. Just trying to hold the setter. Keep the music going. Keep rhythm. He is moving his head. I was happy about that. And then we had pretty much the end of the round coming through. So in between the rounds, I jumped in there. I told him, everything's working fine. You just need to jab the body more. Okay? Jab the body. He said, press that button. Jab the body more. Get your hands up. Right? Keep them there. And I told him, do not lunge. I told him, you lunged twice and you missed. You missed 100% of the left hands that you threw this round. Stop throwing it. You hit him with the right hand, use the right hand. Now, next round, you're going to see a little bit of him opening up. And then round 3 is where we see the story of what I taught him over the last 6 weeks. Fights on YouTube and everything. Okay, so round 2. Now, we had Kim coming under him a little bit, right? Trying to reach him with the jab. He's trying to find a different way in because he's been having some difficulty at zone 3. Trying to enter and just throw that big left hand. See that? He made a miss. I was really happy with Boss at that time. Keep it cool. I told him, keep it cool. Watch this. Once he starts to overcommit, he's going to try to find that way in. While he's trying to figure you out, you smash him. Fended him off, and now he's going to be able to open up because he saw how he came in. Close guard. That's fine. There it is. Starting to close in on the target. This was all on purpose. This is all calculated. It wasn't nothing. None of this was by accident. Everyone, like I said, everyone was seeing this and they were like, "Man, Boss, you look different. You look like you're actually fighting, like fighting." And this is the beautiful part of this fight, which is why we're going over it. You know, it's not about the result. I know we winning or losing. I don't like losing. Boss don't like losing. You know, we went and already cried about it, bro. Like, we're over it. You just move forward. We get to fight more. Look, he landed a beautiful left hand and then fought forward. So strategically, we got the right thing. We just got to correct maybe a couple of things, but the most important thing off of this, you guys will see, is conditioning. If he stayed like this, he wins the fight. Easy. Easy. Look at that. He landed 3 jabs in a row. Now, the lunge was a bit too much. I would have preferred just the step forward with no punch and then duck and see what he does just with good defense to pressure him and to make him nervous, make him make a mistake. But this is a lesson on how to make somebody make a mistake. You pressure them with your presence, you use your jab, and then you start interrupting them with your jab. That was a hard left. So that one, it kind of hurt him right there. Had he been able to follow that up properly, you know, he could have got a really, really good position. But stuffed himself a little bit. That's fine. Okay. Okay. So in between this round, he got hit a couple times that I didn't like. Um, we didn't really talk about the body. I was okay with what he was doing, but this next round, you'll see a little bit of Kim making an adjustment of going to that body because he only hit it a few times. That's why I didn't really talk about it. I was like, nah, just keep countering. We'll see what he does. So anybody, hey, he can say what he want to, right? The other fighter, he did a great job. Congrats to him. You can say what you want to, but I figured him out. I told him, I was like, nah, you're lucky you're fighting him because he's not as experienced and he wasn't ready for 10 rounds. You're lucky you're fighting him. If I was fighting, I would have whooped his ass. But that's besides the point. The strategy, the beautiful lesson, and the beautiful fight. Look at this fight. Look, they're talking to each other. Okay, so now he's pushing a little harder. Kim's coming forward. See, look, applying more pressure. I believe his corner told him that he needs to apply more pressure, but look at the in and out. Constantly going in and out, right? Look at this. This is a mistake for him. If it goes back, right here, watch. He came forward, and see, he's still going backwards every time. Boom, backwards. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, backwards. See? So then my student's able to take the center and get a good position based on really doing nothing. My student's actually doing nothing. Doing just pressure by existing and not backing up. Okay, so that's the body shot. He was able to tuck his elbow on that, but not enough. Not enough. Okay. We have a little bit of a shell guard here, right? They're having fun. He was able to do it back. You saw they both used the shoulder roll to try to stop, but the difference was Boss used his jab properly. And there you go. He was able to set up the angle that I taught him. I taught him that angle to hit the shell. And then he comes back with yes. So once Kim attacked him with that left hand, you saw him bring his right hand up and try to counter him. We worked on that too. This is all on purpose. In just 6 weeks. Change the style. Ooh, beautiful left hand. I want to say, like, I've coached people, you know, through wins and losses. And of all the wins and losses, no matter what they were, this is probably the most proud I've been of my student, except for the conditioning. And I couldn't do anything about that. But in terms of my student listening and doing what I asked him to do, he did everything. Except for that, I told him fight off of clinch. Okay, up. You saw him try to shoulder roll, and I told him, if you see him do that, don't trigger his counter with offense. Trigger it with just a jab. Triggers offense with a jab. That way you're able to respond and hold your position. Don't give him a bad position. A better position, rather. Beautiful jab. Left hand again. See that? They get into a couple of scuffles here. Yeah, get shoved down a little bit. He didn't like the, a little bit of back of the head and things like that. But that's just part of the fight. That's just part of the fight. He's getting rough. That also tires you out more. So he came in and he covered up. I wanted him to stay forward a little bit, but later on in the fight, he did it on his own. I wanted him to do that once he has his number. So maybe in the next round, I would have liked that a little bit more. But he was able to steal that round as well with some great clean shots. But you saw him start slowing down at the end of that round, right? Well, that was it. So, you'll see him in the 4th round. He'll let his hands go. But the problem comes now. Yeah, I was telling him about the body shot, and I want him to steal the body. You know, steal on the body so he can land something small. Just land something small so he can land the headshots. You landed some beautiful shots out here. Okay, so we're back to zone 3. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, he's backing up again. He's still being a hyena. The thing is, he did find a little hole. See, he's tired. And I know he does that when he's tired, because I've been sparring with him to get him ready for this fight. But Boss is a little tired here. But look at his habits. Here it comes. Yep. See, just time him. You just gotta watch that left hand though. Hmm. Mm-hmm. The hook was there, but I would have preferred a straight left. Yeah, see, like that, like how he threw. And though Boss was able to guard it, it was too much. It was too heavy. He wasn't able to turn over the power. This is now stamina. This is a stamina issue right here. See, a little bit of disengagement gets the center. This is fine. I would have preferred him just take a walk. Don't even push him. Don't push him. Just take a walk. Hold your breath. Catch your breath, rather. See? Yeah, I don't like that. See? Walk. Instead of pressuring him here, just walk. Take a walk. Walk the dog a little bit. See? He's not ready for a jab. Not a good one. Mm-hmm. And you notice, look at Boss's flatness. He's become very static in this round, very still. This is also how you can tell someone's energy levels. Uh-huh. And even with his energy level being like this, look at how Kim is still going in and out, still doing the hyena style. Yeah, that was it right there. That body shot. That hit the liver because they're both southpaws. So remember, the liver is in the front. You guys got to remember that the liver is in the front now. So the left hand or the right hook. I'm sorry, the right uppercut. The lead uppercut is there, and so is the left hand. If you throw a left hand to the liver, straight left. And that's what he threw, a straight left to the liver. I told him to shuffle. Stop fighting. There we go. There's a shuffle. I told him shuffle, 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 shuffle. Non-stop. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And he just to get out of the round. He made it into the 5th. Doesn't last much after that. But, you know, we'll watch just so we can see. But, as far as I was concerned, you know, there's not much you can do about the stamina issue. So we just have to fight our best and then move forward. Next fight. I guarantee you that's never going to happen again because he's training with me now. You don't take fights until you're ready, of course. So we get ready. And that's kind of what my new YouTube series is about. I'll show you guys the first step in his journey. He did land some shots here. Some beautiful shots. Even in this round where he lost. But definitely not enough to finish the fight against a heavier guy. Come on now. You got to be consistent. You got to be dedicated. You got to be conditioned. Alright, so I told him, hey man, just stay on the outside shuffle and walk right and left. Stop staying still. Good hook up top. Okay, there we go. He started walking. Beautiful left hand. Now, he's tired. No, he shouldn't have thrown that one. See? Because he ended up in a worse position. See? No good. And then after that, they just called it. He was okay enough to keep fighting, but not okay enough to keep fighting because he didn't have the stamina. So the ref made a great call. He made a great call. I'm really happy with it because my student is not severely injured, and even the next day we started training a little bit, just some playing around, some drilling. We made a video. I will show you guys. Probably I'll just upload it, but it's on my Instagram now. I just uploaded it on my Instagram. But overall, beautiful performance for 3 rounds. And then you guys remember the first video of the mind game. Conditioning is king. Conditioning is number one. So, needless to say, we both left the ring upset. We were upset. I was upset. He was upset. He was very upset, right? But we gotta move forward. There's nothing to look back on. You can't go back and change anything. They took the fight. It wasn't my choice to take that fight. He said, I took this fight and I want you to help me. And I said, okay, of course, I will help you. And I looked at the fighter and I said, okay, well, this is the challenge that we have. Let's try to do it. And I gotta say, I'm super proud of him. He did everything I asked him to, as much as he could. I asked him to do some crazy stuff. I had him doing 500 push-ups a day for I think about a week and a half, almost. The last 2 weeks was supposed to be really hard for him. I made him do the 40 rounds. I did 40-round workouts with him. I made him spar with me. I forced him, to do the 10 rounds, 12 rounds, and we're gonna build him up to 15 to 20 rounds of sparring. That way, he's ready for his next fight. But he hadn't been training like that, so you can't do nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I wanted to review that and show you guys the strategic steps, and that strategy is everything. Can change a fight. Had he walked in just lunging at him, then he would have lost way worse than he did. He would have actually had a bad fight. But you see that loss, and you ask him about his DMs. Everybody's in his DMs saying, yo, you look good. Like, that's crazy. I seen you in your last fight. I seen you in previous fights, and you look completely different. You actually look like you're boxing, like you have a strategy, and you box beautifully for the first 3 rounds. So, if conditioning is the only thing that we got to work on, well, shoot, I'm happy. All I got to do is make you put in some miles. I don't have to teach you to not think like an idiot. I don't have to teach you to stop lunging in, stop doing it. He has this in his mind. He's like, he might make some mistakes, sure, but he's listening to me. So next time we challenge for a title, first of all, it's going to be under my leadership. So we're going to take it at the right time, not before you're ready. And we will win. This is the beginning of the takeover. You guys will see. Yeah, I got a couple of fighters that I'm actually going to be working with soon. I think I have one Australian that I'm going to be coaching for, I think, his first boxing fight. He's a MMA, he's a Muay Thai fighter, sorry. He's a Muay Thai fighter. He's pretty smart, really good. He's picking up on my teachings a lot. So he's going to come down in September. I'm going to prepare him for a fight. So I'm going to keep you guys updated with that. But with Boss is going to be you guys' senior student, by the way. With him listening and him taking in everything that I taught him over the last 6 weeks, he basically got a crash course on strategic fighting. And I've given him a lot of fundamentals and techniques that will serve everyone, not just him, but everyone that he teaches, everyone that he works with, everyone that he speaks with. So Boss is, as of now, our most senior student. He is our resident, closest thing to a black belt. He still has to test. He still has to test for his blue, his red, his green. But as of now, his status will be black belt because he is a fighter. It's just like me in Kyokushin. I was given my belt by my sensei through accomplishment. I haven't tested it for all of the belts yet. I am doing them on my own. I'm doing the test. I look up what are the kata that I need to do for this level and this level and this level, and I do them on my own. But he said, no, you are. He said, Wukong, you're a black belt in fighting because you are a pro boxer that boxes well, not just some boxer that boxes for money. You actually fight. But that's it for today. That's it for our film study this week. Just wanted to go over that, and then we'll move forward with more strategic thinking this next week. I'm still not sure exactly which film study we'll do next week. I'm open to suggestions, but I know that we haven't reviewed our books in a while. I think I want to put that as homework. We're going to go back and review Art of War, starting at Chapter 5 to really Chapter 6, because we finished Chapter 5 last. I believe that was Energy. So I would say, if we are to prepare for next week's film study, read Chapter 5 of The Art of War again. And if you have not read The Art of War, read Chapters 1 through 5. And then maybe we'll do a film study and talk about the Chapter 6 and review Chapter 5 next week. So that'll be it. If you guys have any questions, you guys can shoot me DMs, leave comments, whatever you need. You guys know I'm here. But I'll see you next week. Happy training.